Today, the hunt continues. Today we continue the hunt for a new semi-truck, so we're on our way down to Oklahoma City right now to go look at some trucks and get some quotes, and hopefully this video will be a little more exciting than the last one. So it's another foggy morning. You can tell that the cold front and the warm front are trying to fight it out, so we're gonna get down here to the city and hopefully we can see some good stuff today. Had to stop here in Bremen. The gasoline's always, it's about 18 to 20 cents a gallon cheaper here than it is in Kansas, so let's get some gas. Part of why I did the gas in Oklahoma was because it's a lot cheaper. Kansas got some pretty high gas tax. There used to be such a difference that you could actually drive 30 miles down across the border, fill up your tank, drive home, and you'd still be money ahead. But when you're only putting in 8 or 10 gallons, it's really, you're not going to save anything driving that far. But I figure I probably saved $3 or $4, but I was going this way anyway, so might as well save $1 if you can. Well, we're all gassed up and the sun's starting to come out, so I think it's going to be a good day. So let's finish the trip down to the city. Well, I'm down here at Rush Truck Center in Oklahoma City. This is my first stop. So let's go find a salesman, look at a couple of trucks, and see what we got going. Ooh, this is the inside of a brand new 579. Got rubber floors, carpet. Ooh, it's a double bunk. Oh yeah, it's pretty. Has the updated smart nav and an 18 speed, so that's nice. Yeah, 158, huh? Yeah, what'd you say this blue was? Viper blue.
Yeah, you like the Viper red, this is Viper blue.
Yeah, I do like it. They got a lot of hoods, brand new. So, I like this kind of almost a purple. This is a really pretty one too, that they just did. They do all their own striping. Here's a side view of that black one. It is gorgeous. I like this. This is a nice one, if you can see in there. Full leather. And it's got the full gauge cluster. It is very nice. Very nice. Well, we're done there. I've got to head on over to Oh, where do I got to go? I'm going to go to the Kenworth. It's just right down the street here. We're going to go look at that real quick. I'm not looking for anything spectacular. The salesman was really nice, and they have a very nice bunch of trucks. The problem that I had with their inventory is that they're about 10% higher than they are in Wichita. So that's something to consider. I mean, they're like, well, we can order you a truck. And I'm like, well, I can order a truck. Okay, what do you have on lot? And he was a little hesitant to get out there and start crawling through trucks. I don't know if it's just a company policy or what, but overall, it was a pretty positive experience. He gave me a credit application and an email number. Fill that out, send it back in, and we'll see what we're in for. But the truck prices, I guess you could say they're competitive, but I'm getting better deals in Wichita on new trucks. That Viper Blue, the one that I showed you, they wanted $158, and they have the exact same truck in Wichita for $150. So, and he was about 8,000 to 10,000 higher than they were there in Wichita. So let's get over to the Kenworth dealer and see what happens there. Now, I was asked why I'm not looking at Freightliners or Internationals or anything like that. It's not that they're bad trucks. I can get all the same goodies in a Freightliner or an International that I can in a Peterbilt. The problem with Freightliners is that, that they're just kind of throwaway trucks. They get about 500,000 miles on them, and they're just shot. Which is sad, because Freightliner, you know, at times past has made some very nice things, but it's been a while. And International's just, it's a real cult market for an International. You know, I forgot who owned, you know, the same people own International owns Mack and Volvo or something like that. And it's the same reason I don't get a Volvo is they're great trucks. There's just no place to fix them. If you got a Volvo, a pure 100% Volvo, just like a Mack, you got to take them to a dealer, and makes it very hard to get things fixed on the road. So what I've decided that, and I've done this in the last couple of trucks, is that I basically get what I want, but the drivetrain is, a lot of it is on par with the company, with the company that I'm leased onto. That way, if I have to take it to a company shop, it gets fixed rather quickly and easily, because they have the parts for them. And that's why I haven't been looking at Freightliners or Internationals. Now, I'm not opposed to them, but Freightliners, there's just absolutely no resale. You know, it's like they're worth everything, and then overnight they're worth nothing. So that's why I could buy a Freightliner really cheap, but I'll guarantee you in a year or two it'd be completely shot. So that's why. Really only stopped here to look at a couple of Peterbilts, so let's see if they can find a salesman to tell me something about them. Looks like an old Western distributor's truck out of Denver. Sure painted up like it. They are pretty trucks, but I wonder what the story behind this one is. This is pretty base in here. Leather seats, carpet, floor mats. No wood grain, no infotainment. Stereo's been replaced. This was definitely a company truck. You start learning what is a company and what's not if you do this long enough, and certain things will pop out. Truck's a 2016, and chances are they're going to want more than I'm willing to pay for it. I mean,
I need something about 2 years newer. It's a pretty truck, but they spent all the money on the outside. On top of that, the inside smells like a French whorehouse. It's bad. Also, between the tanks, the frame, and the rust, this is going to be a maintenance nightmare if you want to keep up with the paint on it. I mean, and this, keeping up with the paint and the frame and all that, it's going to be a full-time job, especially with this truck being based out of Denver. I found out that this is a Western Distributors truck, so there's going to have a lot of salt on it. And you can see it's been repainted at least once. This is a pretty truck, but trying to find out. The frame's been redone, but they did a nice job. It's a nice truck, nice color. I'm just afraid it looks like it's a heavy truck. It just looks heavy. So I think we're gonna ask about the blue one and the white one. So let me go find a salesman. I'm gonna ask about this one here. So let's see what we got.
So as we head home, there's a couple takeaways from this. We looked at some really nice trucks. The first place we went to, they're a national chain. They're a little overpriced, but I can get whatever I want. And he was pressuring me to order a truck, but I'm going to order a truck. I can order it cheaper at home, you know. And be roughly within the ballpark of $3,000 to $5,000 of what he's offering, and it's probably going to be $3,000 to $5,000 less. That being said, Kenworth, that was just a bust. I looked at those trucks. They were nice. They were both 19s. They're kind of what I was looking for, but there wasn't any salesman. I mean, who lets all their salesmen go to lunch at the same time? There's people sitting there milling around waiting to talk to somebody, you know? If you're not there to sell me a truck when I get there, I'm not going to wait around. It's your job, you know? It sounds conceited to say that, but your job is to sell me a truck. And if you're not there to sell me a truck, when you got to work on my schedule, I'm the customer. Sounds horrible to say it that way, but that's the reality of it. If you're not going to be there to sell me a truck, I'm not going to be there, you know? I'm not going to buy one from you. So, but I did get a hold of a salesman. He called me on the phone, and it was kind of he texted me a couple of links to look at the trucks I was looking at, but truthfully, he was absolutely no help. So that dealership's probably out. I mean, I hate to talk like that, but I'm one of those people that I'm not gonna, ooh, that's bouncing a little bit. I'm not gonna sit there and play games. You know, I had a dealership a few years back that was horrible. And you couldn't get them to engage, you couldn't get them to show you a truck, you couldn't get them to do anything, and eventually I went off somewhere and bought another truck. Well, I called up their corporate headquarters and ripped them a new one. And I said, look, you know, you sit there and judge me for what I drove in and how I was dressed. I said, at the time, I said, I'm getting ready to drop $60,000, $70,000, and apparently nobody's interested in taking my money. So, that being said, looked at some neat trucks. So, I got a credit application from Rush. Chances are I'm not going to be buying through them. They are a nationwide dealer, and they can find me what I'm looking for, like I said, but their prices are quite a bit higher. And I've heard a lot of people like it, but I've heard a lot of people say that they've had some pretty bad experiences. I'm not here to judge one way or another. My experience hasn't been good or bad with them. It's been a little on the mediocre side. So I don't really know what to say about all that. So anyhow, I hope you liked this little trip. We did look at some neat trucks. So I guess the journey continues. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next video.